there, how are you? Welcome back. Thank you for joining me. This week is the Sagittarius Capricorn cusp. Okay, it starts on the 19th and goes through to the 25th. It's called the cusp of prophecy. It's very important this week because a couple of things have happened this week, or a couple of things are happening this week. On the 21st, we have the summer-winter solstice. So if you're in the southern hemisphere, it would be the summer solstice. So the day will be longer and the night will be shorter. Whereas if you're in the northern hemisphere, the night will be longer and the day will be shorter. Okay? So for the southern hemisphere, things start to come to light with the summer solstice. The days are longer. We get a couple more hours daylight, which is kind of cool. Get more things done around the garden for a few months. Welcomes in the warmer months. Whereas in the northern hemisphere, it would welcome in the colder months, and things would go into sort of hibernation, I suppose. Alright, I want to give you some history about this week. Alright? So this week is a time where druids at Stonehenge would make astronomical observations and prophecies. Alright? They'd make prophecies about fortune, prophecies about what they had seen, what they had dreamt of. The druids were seers, alright? But, pardon me, what they had learned. So, and often at this time, great fortune was cast, right? So Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter and Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, okay? And they're chasing each other at the moment. They're really, really close to each other. Now, every 20 years, they kind of get within touching range, right, of each other. They get really close within each 20-year cycle, okay? But on the winter solstice, there is Jupiter and Saturn will be so close that they haven't been seen this close for 400 years or so, okay? The last time they were seen this close was in 1623, all right? Now, I did some Googling about that, okay? Now, 1623, this has been a massive year for everybody, right? There's been global shutdowns, there's been economic disasters, there's been, dare I say it, just, I don't know, so much unrest and so much. We've kind of gone from a nation that had our say to a nation, to a world that has no say, right? And funnily enough, history repeats itself. Kind of got that Shirley Bassey song in my head, history repeating. Anyway, I can't sing, sorry, but a lot's happened in this year that sets the precedence for next year. Now, history did repeat, okay? In 1623, the dictionary received its first word. How cool is that? Prophecies, okay? there was a treaty that was broken between the North American Indian tribes and the US forces. There was an assassination that was carried out that year. And on August 6th of that year, civil war broke out at the back. I think this is how you pronounce it. It's called the Battle of Statenholm. I think that's how you pronounce it. Between the two of them, like between the nations of the North American Indians and the US forces, because of this said assassination plot, right? And there were ships coming to Plymouth. There were colonies settled that year. There were lots of massive cultural things happened that year, okay? And it kind of coincides with what's happening now. A lot of cultural stuff is happening now, right? A pope called, he was elected, there was a pope elected, and he was called Urban the Eighth. He was elected, okay? I can't remember his full name, so you could Google that if you like, but I can't remember his full name. But I do know that the Pope, and there was a new Pope elected then, okay, and his name was Urban VIII. Now this week, those born this week, happy birthday to you, okay, and Merry Christmas for the end of the week. I hope you guys have an awesome Christmas, right? All right. Some of the notable cuspers that were born this week, and I thought this was really cool because it's called the cusp of prophecy. And one of the notable cuspers that were born this week is Nostradamus. Joseph Stalin, Sissy Spacek, Kiefer Sutherland, Ava Gardner, Annie Lennox. All these people. Stalin was, I know he was a ruthless person, but he definitely put shit together, didn't he? Right? From a non-political standpoint. Okay? Nostradamus was a great man. I've read some of his works, and he was born this week. If you think about the people in history, a lot of famous people were born this week. Sissy Spacek, she's still in movies now. Same with Kiefer. Ava Gardner, she was gorgeous, right? And Annie Lennox, well, holy crap, she just speaks for herself. So, I'm going to do a reading. I'm just going to pull cards and we'll see what we come up with. Alright? So let's start. We'll start with some number cards. Okay? I've already pre-shuffled, but I'll shuffle again on camera for you. The weird thing about when I was pre-shuffling was the Emperor kept coming out. And I said the Emperor is coming out and we have relationship change. So the Emperor kept coming out. And I also had Judgment that was coming out a lot. So maybe there's going to be some change in authority. Maybe we might have some change. Maybe people are going to start taking responsibility for what they've said. or how they say things, right? So I'll pop these back together and we'll pull the first card. What card do we have for this week? Well, that one wants to come out. We've got self-discipline, Emperor and the Judgment. Maybe we're becoming more aware of what we say and how we say it. That's a bit bright, isn't it? Drop the brightness down just a fraction. There we go. Sorry about the glare. What else do we have? What else do we have? Oh, there's that card again. We have manifesting. Some of us might be having trouble manifesting because this didn't pop out, right? Some of us might not know what we want. Is it self-discipline? Is it a relationship change? Karmic completion? And love. So we'll start with these four. Trying to manifest things. At the bottom we have completion, which is kind of freaky because that's 8 manifesting and that's 9 and we have 10. Alright, so this week of prophecies, our strengths, we might have more psychic abilities. We might have more psychic insight. The veil is really, really thin at the moment. Okay? The veil, I talk about the veil as it means spirit has more energy to talk to you, to communicate with you. Okay? Illusions are being lifted. Things, and I said this in my last video, that things that we were humming with, whether this hums in your radio station, people that you were playing with last week, you don't want to play with this week, right? And it's getting worse. It's getting more and more prominent. To move into next year, we need to have a little bit more self-discipline, okay? We need to look at the way we talk to each other, all right, in our relationships. Some of us, I said in a post a few months back that the changes coming up for the end of the year, it's either going to strengthen people and bring them together stronger than they were before, or it's going to end them. Karmic completions and love. So these could be maybe the 4 topics that you guys might be dealing with this week. Self-discipline, so we don't get too drunk on Christmas Day and piss people off that we love, right? Coming together, sometimes families, they don't always see eye to eye, all right? And I know in my own family it kind of there's been a lot of changes, relationship changes in my own family recently. But the psychic ability is kicking in. Your psychic abilities are kicking in with it. And you know what? Psychic ability is it's not just, oh my God, I can see spirit, or I can hear voices, or I can feel shit. It is following your own intuition, your gut instinct. That little voice in the back of your head that goes, you know what, that's not such a good idea, or yeah, go for it. That little voice in the back of your head. And to follow your intuition, okay, is you always go on the first thought, first answer. So if you are asked a question, go on the first thought, okay? this week and this coming solstice is going to affect males and females differently, right? It will affect us differently. I know we're all a collective, but it will affect males differently than it will females. Okay? Men, they don't know how to, you guys don't know how to deal with your emotions that well. Okay? And here's a true fact, right? Men have more self-discipline than women do. Okay? As far as backing themselves, right? And I'll give you an example. If a man and a woman, I'm not being sexist, but if a man and a woman apply for the same job and the dude's only got half, there's 10 requirements that you need, and the dude's only got half of them, he'll apply for it anyway, right? Whereas a woman, if she applies for that same job, but she's got 9 out of the 10 requirements, she won't apply for that job because she doesn't have all of it. Whereas a dude will back themselves, right? I think the reason the Emperor came out with the Judgment card when I was shuffling, and it continuously came out, and it wasn't just out of one deck, it was out of a couple. It's because I think roles are being switched, right? So women kind of need to change where their self-discipline is. And it's not going out and going, look, you're this, that, and the other thing, and I don't like the way you've done this. But it is changing the way we talk to ourselves, ladies. That is our lesson. Right? Sorry, that's my belly. That is our lesson. It is what we accept to be our lesson. Right? Now, other strengths this week is we're insatiable and we're a bit more intense. You might have the intensity. You might have a little bit more spark, a little bit more fire in your belly. Yes, most of yous will go on holidays, which is like a yeehaw moment, right? So that will put you in a good spirit. But some of the weaknesses that you might have to look out for, and this is where self-discipline comes into it, right, is you might get frustrated really, really easily. You might be a little bit standoffish and a bit antisocial, okay? So it's trying to find that balance this week and set new goals for yourself, because it is the week of prophecy. And what's a prophecy? What's a prophet? Okay, somebody that predicts the future, that can see forward. Nostradamus is the classic example, right? He was a prophet. Okay, how is your prophecy going to lead you into next year? What is your legacy going to be about for you going into next year? Looking at self-discipline, looking at how our relationships and how we could change them, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, right? Our love and our karma, what's completed, right? So I'll put these 4 cards as they came out here, right? And we'll get some more insight. And just watch the numbers as we go across, because I've done a few readings in the last couple of days and 444 keeps coming out. And same with 888. Now 444 is foundations. Okay, changing your foundation. Okay, AAA is looking for new opportunities, lessons and blessings. New opportunities will come in. Okay? So, I've got these wicked cards. I love them. They are called Angel Wisdom Tarot from Radleight Valentine. They are sensational. So I'll get a couple of messages from here, a card each from here, please. How can, alright, how can we improve in self-discipline? How can we improve in self-discipline? What needs to be improved? Okay. Okay, the Sun. A time of great success, brilliant epiphanies. Wicked prophecies, right? That lead to magical opportunities. Plans that work out, gratitude to the divine. Okay? This is Uranus energy. So good things are starting from this week. Alright, plans are being set. Can we have another message? Relationship change. What's this one about? What's the relationship change about? Okay. So we have the Three of Swords. It's the Three of Air in the normal tarot. And this is news worth celebrating, joyous announcements like an engagement, wedding, pregnancy or graduation, time for gratitude, close communities or chosen families. This is kind of cool. This is pretty groovy, guys, because Christmas is coming up this week. Okay? We have cause for celebration. Self-discipline while we're celebrating, right? Don't overindulge in it too much. Relationship change. Because we are in a brighter light with ourselves, Christmas is going to work out just nicely. Coming together with other people is going to be a happy occasion. Alright? Happier occasions. Karmic completion. What information can you give us about that? The wheel just flips over. Which happens to be the same number, right? 10. Same card. Different deck. Karmic completions. What lessons have we learned? And it just flipped again, I think. No, the High Priestess. Now, this is the lessons that we're learning is to follow our intuition. Alright? Discovering what your soul wants. Karmic completion. Because when you're happy, right? When you're dancing and there you go. Karmic completion is moving into, oh hang on, I think that's water, the Three of Cups. I apologise, it's not the Three of Air. I do apologise. It's news worth celebrating. So it is coming together, changing relationships, bringing both sides of things into a happier side, not being so stuck. And this is transformation. So it's transforming your karmic completion. a significant life experience that requires change to be made, powerful and often unexpected revelations, breaking free from the procrastination and releasing old belief systems. New stage, right? Karmic completion. Karma talks about lessons. Now, whether they be good or bad lessons, there's lessons none the same, right? And I really think that this year we were supposed to learn how to do things differently, how to spend time with our families on more of a productive level, or how to spend time with ourselves on more of a productive level. Because introspection starts when you're on your own. When you have nothing else to do and you start to think, that's introspection. You're looking within yourself to find the answers on why your 3D life isn't going as well as it should be, or as well as you believed it to be. Right? So love, and we're learning lessons in love, whether it be to change the relationship within ourselves or to change our relationship within our families, within our friends, within our community, work colleagues. Love. What information can you give us about love that we've learned or that we're going to learn for this week? Yeehaw. The wheel. There you go, I flipped over in the deck. That's 2 cards that needed to come out. So there's going to be a fated meeting. Alright, a fated, some lucky break with a relationship, within a relationship. Now, not everybody's going to hum to this radio station, right? So not everything that I'm going to say is going to play your tune. And that's okay. But there is going to be a fated relationship change that's bringing in a happy news. Okay? But it's through this self-discipline that this relationship change. See, it could be the fact that we've gone through such a shitty freaking year, right? That we're looking forward to something good. The bottom of the deck comes with the Knight of Cups, which talks about romantic, flirtatious, introspective. Well, bugger me, right? Falling in love, being swept off your feet, a sudden love affair, a lack of balance in a relationship. Okay, so this is kind of flirtatious behavior. So there was something that was lacking a little bit that needed to be grounded. This could be your lucky break. And this doesn't have to be a sexual relationship, a marriage. This could be between friends. This could be family, siblings, right? A group of people, group of friends. There is, the Wheel of Fortune is a fresh start, end of delays, sudden unexpected progress, a very powerful change in your life, travel, or maybe a new vehicle. Whatever you love, right? No judgment. No judgment. See, he's running away, so it could be a new vehicle. You never know. Great cards. So, we have 3 out of 4 cards, guys. We have 3 major arcana cards, which is, wow. You know, for the Wheel of Fortune to flip over and then come out twice, the relationship change to come out twice. This is something to be impacted upon, to be looked at. Alright, so there could be a twist of fate, a lucky meeting. Maybe you find out some information that creates this transformation in karma about your love life. Right? Let's see what other added information we can get. Now, because everything's not so light and dark, everything's not so love and light and rosy and all the rest of it, there are some darker aspects to this week of prophecy, because it's not all roses and candy, is it? For some of us, Christmas is a time where we get overwhelmed through supermarket lines and shopping centres, and then by Christmas Day it's like, fuck, I've got to cook for 16 people. Right? Sometimes it gets a bit overwhelming. So, the deck that I'm using right now is called Occult Tarot by Travis McHenry. He's got 2 of them. He's got an angel deck as well, which I'm going to use as well. Love them. They coincide beautifully together. But anyway, the first card, Get Out of Town. Okay, you ready for this now? We have the Sun. Okay? Under self-discipline. And I just want to show you that. What does that say? You see that? The Sun. Okay, makes one rich and smart and well spoken. Gathers the spirits at tombs and changes the places of the dead. So going back to 1623, right? Tarot was very occultish. Very. It was very taboo. And not all the tarot cards were lovely and rosy, right? Not all the tarot readings were love and light. The Sun is, regardless of whether it be in your demon cards or whether it be in your angel cards, the Sun is a time of happy periods, right? They might not come all in one hit. They might be small periods of time that just make you giggle and make you laugh. Self-discipline. But if self-discipline has come out with 2 Sun cards, then we got to lighten up a little bit. We got to trust in ourselves, our own discipline, our own heart, our own intuition. Can I have the relationship change, please, with the good news coming? We have the 10 of Cups on the bottom. And look at that, it's a reindeer with demon wings. How gorgeous. And this says creates love between a man and a woman. Relationship change. Discipline. 2 people on the same page maybe. Working towards self-discipline. You never know. But the sun, to clarify, the sun, come on. It's just, yeah. Alright. Wow. And this time I'm not going to keep it hidden because it flipped over in the deck before and I left it hidden, so and it came out. And I've now just received the Wheel of Fortune in this deck. And this talks about, tells where treasures are hidden, reveals hidden dangers. This comes back to self-discipline, right? Your relationship change. I really see that with the Wheel of Fortune coming out on top of it, you know the difference now. You've seen what was there and you want to change it. Right? You've seen what was frustrating you or why you were being antisocial. And you would like to change it. The Knight of Pentacles. So change it up for something more stable. Right? Yes, it's a slow offer. Yes, it's slow moving, but shit, when it gets there, it's solid. Right? And this is the fate. We now have the Sun card come out twice, and we now have the Wheel of Fortune. And if you look at the light and the dark of things, I really think that the darker side of the plans we've been through, this fully represents that, this fully represents that the light and the dark live within us, right? And seeing that is part of the blessing. Seeing that, acknowledging that, it's part of the blessings. It's part of our lessons that we need to learn. Transform what we have learned into something better, right? So karmic completion, what are we transforming? What's this significant life experience? The moon. So the moon talks about lifting illusions. So it also talks about expecting the worst and something else comes in its place. I have the Three of Wands at the bottom. This talks about past things. Secrets being revealed, tells of past things, future, present. Builds love between friends and enemies. The moon, she talks about manifesting apparitions. She talks about shedding light to vices. What was keeping us stuck? Self-discipline. Were we seeing the proper side to things? Or were we only seeing the ego side? This is divine timing to learn. Okay? And the Sun card is 19. The moon is 18. And they've come out of the same day. The moon and the sun. This year transformed in astrology, right? In astrological events, we have a 13th star sign now. All right? We're heading into a different calendar year. has 13. Right? Different calendar year has 13 star signs. And we have the Wheel of Fortune and the Love card with Death. So this provides, I said this before, transformation. It says on the bottom, and this is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands on the bottom talks about languages, talks about political overthrows. Alright? Everybody, every relationship, there's politics involved. You have to have some form of politics to get through. Okay? Whether it be justice, whether it be injustice, it's politics nonetheless. And the Five of Wands talks about having upset, competition. Yes, it teaches us the language, and yes, it can overthrow politicians and clergymen and return them back to those who they ran away from, right? So this talks about being more political, right? Play smarter, not harder, kind of thing. And with the Death card coming out over the top of these two, it's transforming your karma into something better. Right? Transforming. We now have the Sun card come out twice. We now have, and there's only 12 cards on the board. So I've got the Sun card come out twice. I've got Death twice. I've got the Wheel of Fortune twice. Well, 3 times, because that's the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what other information we can get. Excuse the pun. But can we shed some light on the Sun card? The Ace of Wands. So it's creating something new, a different plan. Alright, here we go. What's the plan for the self-discipline? We have, this could be, this could even be so within, so without. So as within, as without. So it's within ourselves as well as outside. So we've managed to have self-discipline with what we eat, what we put in our bodies, how we react to things. And now we're putting that into practice in our daily routines. Right? May I have another card, please, for I've got 5. I don't want 5. Should we have a look at them anyway? Alrighty. We have the High Priestess. We have the 7 of Pentacles. We have the 2 of Cups. We have the 8 of Pentacles. We have the Queen of Pentacles. This is the Angel Tarot by Travis McHenry. Alright, so the High Priestess talks about success. The High Priestess talks about lifting the illusions, lifting the veil, prepared to see what's not there. And it's, especially with the 7 of Pentacles, it's waiting, disconcernment, feeling kind of being delivered, as it were, deliverance, which is sitting, waiting. It is waiting, nurturing what you've created. It's patience, it's planning, following your intuition, with the High Priestess. And then we have the Two of Cups. What you are bringing to fruition, what you're going to expand on. What have your plans, where have your plans brought you to now? Right? This talks about intelligence, provides expansion of the mind, evolution, fruition. What you are seeing is now coming to fruition. Weak prophecy. The Eight of Pentacles is something that you've worked hard. This is intellectual talent. It also provides knowledge. Providing knowledge about, we've gone from the 7 to the 8 of Pentacles. So we're moving forward. What we have planted is now working for us. Right? And the Queen of Pentacles, this talks about intellectual lucidity, provides consolidation and compensations. They're all pentacles. So pentacles to me sometimes also mean intentions. What was written, how it was written, what was implied, right? So if we read it, the High Priestess waited, set her intentions, brought both sides of her light and dark plans together, embraced both sides of herself, or himself, sorry, to genderize, embraced both sides, made them work well together. Okay, and now we have something more stable, more solid, that we can build on for the next 10 years, for the next 20-year cycle between Saturn and Jupiter, right? So, may I please have another card for the Sun and our self-discipline, shedding light on both what needs to be healed internally as well as externally. And I have two cards. Get out. The Ace of Wands flipped out before, right? So we have a new belief. I'm going to take both of them, stop it. We have divine forgiveness. We have obtains friendship. Okay? That's really cool. This is having mercy. And the Ace of Wands talks about patience. Okay? And this talks about bringing things to fertility, multiplicity, multiplying. How we are within ourselves is how we get expressed or how we get received outside, right? Protects against despair, helps one be patient. So the Ace of Wands, is creation. It is having that spark, having that knowledge, having that want to step into a new relationship change. This is what I've found because I have done some soul searching. I've worked it out. This is what I've found. Can we please discuss this instead of fight about it? Maybe I can learn some lessons that transforms what I thought was illusion into more clarity. Am I lucky enough to have you with me? Or am I lucky enough? Clearly we are, because the Wheel of Fortune's come out twice. And because it's a bit darker over the top of this relationship change, I think it could be the fact that things are going to be hidden, but you might find where they're hidden, right? So having the self-discipline to see within, as well as what we portray outwardly, all right? Is it traditional? Is it a belief? Am I doing the right thing? Are we going in one direction? Am I on the same page? I think I am. The relationship change may be a bit different, even though the news is going to be good, right? It may have come from maybe something that you've searched for, right? Something that's been hidden. Could have been something that you've searched for a long time. And finally you found it. This might not, this self-discipline and you guys becoming more aware of cause and effect, more aware of your actions, is now forming a new belief. Right? Because the Hierophant talks about belief systems, it talks about views, dogmatic views sometimes, it talks about tradition, it talks about marriage, it talks about what you believe in. Okay? Could talk about hierarchy too. Okay? What is your spark? I believed that my spark had gone out. But it takes one person, to set my spark going. And this is not an angry spark, no. This is a spark that you're wanting to put into fruition. It's an idea. It's an embodiment of an idea. This is going in search for knowledge too. Can I have the Wheel of Fortune, please? And the relationship change. We have the Queen of Wands. Now she's been coming out so much. And this is standing in your power. Having a grasp of your mind, and this is she reveals things that are hidden. See, in this picture, if you look, she's got wings around her face. She's almost camouflaged, right? And maybe sometimes things that should not have been hidden have been kept hidden, and things that should have been said should not have been hidden, right? Did that make sense? You get it though. This is uncovering hidden truths, and she is called the Hidden God. Okay? This is uncovering your divine, this is uncovering things that are hidden. This is divine power. Stepping into positivity. I can manifest. Yes, I have a belief in myself that I can do this. That's what the Queen of Wands is. It's an embodiment of action. It's an embodiment of of charisma. It's having that spark. And considering it's gone from a spark and the ace to the queen in the next set, hooah. This has been a long time coming for you to feel better. Or having that courage to stand up. Or having that courage to not be nasty, just assert yourself a little better. Right? Going after what I want. This doesn't have to mean that you turn mean or nasty or anything else. This just means to say that you're going after what you want. You're putting your head and your heart, you're on the same page. Your emotions and your mind, your logic. And now you've got the courage and you're putting your best foot forward. Okay? Can I have the karmic completion, the transformation and the moon? We have the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles talks about calming rage, calming guilt, and offering a reward of some sort, right? Maybe uncovering our self-discipline and changing the relationship with ourselves, embracing the feminine within us, embracing our emotions, embracing what keeps us bound by frustration and being antisocial, right? Because this could also be yourself being hidden and being antisocial and not getting out there and wanting to mix with people. But we have the Six of Pentacles with karmic completion, transforming. A new life's experience is coming that's not entirely clear. But it's going to be a calmer way of being. It's not entirely clear how well this is going to go, right? And we have the Lovers at the bottom. That's love, right? We have Lovers at the bottom. This is joy and pleasure. This brings happiness with couples, removes negative energy. The Wheel of Fortune's in there, going to turn. And we have the Eight of Pentacles. And this is intellectual talent, provides knowledge. So the Eight of Pentacles in this deck is called the teacher, okay? Because you've learned your trade and now you're putting it into practice. And these transformations, even though they're not very clear, they are going to work for you, right? Because we have the Six of Pentacles here, and we have the Eight of Pentacles here, which means it's working, it's moving forward. They're also both multiples of 2, which is kind of cool. You have 6 and 6, which talks about healing. There's no other consecutive numbers besides the 10s here. Right? And I have the Five of Pentacles at the bottom. So this is also another card of patience. Also another card of waiting. Having patience with ourselves. Right? Now the Seven of Pentacles came out earlier when they fell out. Okay, so the Six of Pentacles is the one before it. And the Eight of Pentacles came out too, right? So this is working. putting things into practice, putting things what we've learnt and not doing them again, liberating ourselves, accepting our blessing, right? The Five of Pentacles. Have patience. Secrets are being revealed. And the things that are being revealed, they might be good or bad secrets. You don't know yet. Okay? I don't see with the Sun card here, I don't see too much being bad. I see it's all the way you view it. Right? It's all in the way you view things. So I think we might get one card. I love these cards. This is called Movie Tarot, right? And these are so cool. They give such a twist on things, it's not funny. They are so cool. So cool. Alright. Can I have a final message from the tarot about shedding light? Okay. Final message. We have the Seven of Swords. We have the Nine of Cups. Now the Seven of Swords in this deck, right? There are 3 swords laying down and there are 4 swords coming down on top. Now, if you remember with the 3 of Swords, it's a wedge, right? It's a wedge between 2 swords going in one direction. And the 4 of Swords talks about retreating, rest and relaxation, recovery. Okay? So in this tarot deck, this talks about recovering from a broken heart. Lifting the illusions, lifting the veil, lifting your masks. To shine. Okay, stars are lining up. Look at that. Okay, the stars are lining up for wish fulfillment. And wish fulfillment can be things that you've wanted for a while, because in this card we have 2 mountains in the cup and the sun in the middle. I have 2 suns here, right? And a mountain in the middle. This is moving into wish fulfillment. Waiting for the stars to line up, moving into wish fulfillment. May I please have the relationship change, the good news. The news that's coming, that's going to put a smile back on your face. Okay? Let's see. Wait, it's just a bit too many. I'll take that. Oh, get out. Huh. Wow. I gotta show you the bottom. We have jewels and a Pulp Fiction on the bottom as the tower, right? Ezekiel 25:17. Holy shit. Well, the sun definitely comes out tomorrow, doesn't it? This is Julie Andrews in Sound of Music. Okay, and she's running through the fields, remember? I don't know if you guys have seen it, but she's running through the fields. The hills are alive. You know? And I know you're all pretty upset because I just sung. But anyway, this is shedding light, right, on what made us sad. And I was looking at this card before, okay? And when you look at it, we have 2 cups with eyes that are closed, 2 cups with eyes that are open, and 1 cup in the middle, which kind of looks like the 3 of Swords kind of thing, right? Which made us unhappy. This is moving out of it, removing the masks, to shed light on what made us unhappy. This is just full of rain and sorrow and tears. This is loss. Shedding light on what we've lost, but not living in it, right? I want to read you her quote out of the book. I can't believe that I have 3 sun cards come up. This is just incredible. Alright. Recognize, nurture the places and relationships where your light can reside, where your light can share. I think that's what it says. Where your light can shine. So she says, Reverend Mother, sorry, I cannot help myself. The hills were beckoning, the sky was blue today, and everything was green, the fragrance, and I would like to be a part of it. See? I think this is having her there, right? The sunflowers talk about renewal. And this is shedding light on what made you sad. This is giving you a renewal to the glass being half empty. The 5 of Cups talks about, yes, it talks about loss. It also talks about crying over spilt milk, which could be illusions left by the moon, right? It could be the way you saw this relationship change. And it's maybe not as bad as you thought. Maybe we have to be present. This is what this is saying, is we have to be present. We have to be, to see what is hidden, to find what is hidden. We have to be present and acknowledge why we were sad, which lets us find what's hidden, right? You are allowed to have both sides. You are allowed to have the light and the dark. You are allowed to embrace both of them. Because quite frankly, if we didn't have the moon, we wouldn't have tides. We wouldn't have the planet spinning the way it does. And we'd all freaking fall off. Right? Probably not, but... Well, you never know, because there is gravitational pull. And gravity is what keeps us here. So what keeps you grounded? Right? What keeps you replaying that over and over and over in your head? That self-discipline shit. On how many times you fucked up or how many times they fucked up. Right? So the karmic completion, too many cards, the karmic completion, the lifting the veil on the moon, the finding clarity, trying to find a way to calm, I'm not taking them, there's too many, to calm the, and again there's too many, please. So we have the Emperor. Now I did say he popped out before, I was waiting for him. Do we have another for the Emperor? And the Seven of Wands. Indecision. About those freaking mountains, look. I don't know whether you can see that, there's a big mountain behind it. There's a big mountain. And in the cups, there's the mountain. Wow. Robert De Niro, right? No, Al Pacino. In Scarface. Drinking his whiskey. Sitting there like his king shit and he owns everything. Sitting in his throne chair. He has the scepter of the Hierophant. So he has a specific belief, right? I don't know whether you guys have seen Scarface, but he has a specific belief. I think this is the movie that he's out of. Excuse me. Yeah, Scarface. Tony Montana out of Scarface. And his line is, trust your vision. Trust your vision. Build it and they will come. Okay? So this is a masculine strength. This is an entity. This is an authoritative figure taking responsibility, upholding rules, a true leader. Perseverance. This is logic. Now in the movie he says, in this country, you've got to make the money first. Then when you get the money, you get the power, right? And he's defending this. So he's defending some of the karma. It's not breadcrumbing, but it is curing, calming their anger. Calming the anger, taking the authority not to be as defensive. Now this is the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is taking the higher ground, right? Don't try and push your authoritative beliefs because you're going to get a bit of stick for it. You might get a bit of resistance, as it were. Right? Maybe there is a masculine at the moment that's being a bit defensive. Been breadcrumbed for long enough. fed full of shit. And now I've had it. And this is my lesson. I have to learn how to deal with things a different way for my karmic completion. Revelations are coming through. So are you stuck in your belief? There's whiskey sitting on that freaking table. Scotch. Whatever he drank. But sitting in a decanter right there. Maybe it's time to do something better for your health. Have some self-discipline and give something away that no longer serves you. So whether it be the way that you behave towards other people, the way you snarl maybe, I don't know. I don't think you're living to your true authenticity. And I think you're having some indecision and trying to work out why you're so defensive or why you've been defensive in the past. This is all about to change. And we have Sharon Stone as the Queen of Wands, right? Now, how cold was she in this movie? How cold was she? Right? She was domineering. She was non-emotional. She showed her ginger minge on TV. Right? She cut things out, quite literally. Okay, she is debonair. She was rich. She was sophisticated. She smoked in a police station and they couldn't arrest her for it. Sorry. And look at that. The 9 of coins. So this is being, it's the Matrix, right? And yet again, we got him on the bottom. Ezekiel 25:17. Path of the righteous man. Anyway, I have a hopeless American accent, but anyway, I have a hopeless Australian one too. But the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Coin. I really think that the information that you're going to get, or the way that the information that you're going to get is going to be very logical, straight to the point, and very stable. I think that's to the point where you're going to get, right? Because the Knight of Coin, he didn't do anything unless he knew about it. Think about it, the Matrix. That's what the collective is all sitting under, right? The Matrix. The Matrix of the internet world, the Matrix of the planetary systems, the Matrix of the universe. You know? And sometimes they can be cold, sometimes it can be callous, and sometimes it can be just downright rude. And if you're the one that's looking at love and trying to work from a logical standpoint, then we've got to come back to this, because love's not logical. It's not traditional. This shit is not religious. It is to a point, because we're talking about fallen angels and angels. So I suppose it is a religious. It is religious from a standpoint, but it is an awareness of how you're going to communicate. This is a person that communicates, okay? It's an authoritative person, right? Authoritative. This is somebody that's been defensive. And what did he say? You got to make the money first. Once you make the money, then they'll come. It's definitely how to run a business, right? But it might not be the way you run a family. You might get some resistance with some of this change. Right? You may just get some resistance. But with Jules over here, he brings down his fury, right? At the end of the movie Pulp Fiction. He's through the whole movie, right? I know it's set over 3 different days, and I know it's set all freaking backwards, right? But throughout the whole movie, at the end of it, doesn't matter how terrible and what the terrible things he did, because he's a hitman, right? It doesn't matter what he did, he still tried to play the shepherd at the end of the movie. Okay, when he was sitting talking to Honey Bunny. Right? I think that's his name. He's talking to him and he was telling him about what he had said. And he had the case next to him. And he was asking him whether, he was telling him whether he was the shepherd, or whether he was the vengeful man. Right? Are you going to come down on people? Or are you going to try an easier way of cutting through the confusion instead of anger? Because this is somebody that calms anger here. Right? This is somebody that's a bit defensive about where he's been, who he is. Not genderizing, but this is somebody that's defensive about where they are, where they've come from, how far they've come. Can I get a card from Spirit, please? And then I'll get a message, and then we'll call it quits. What does Spirit have to say? What does Spirit have to add? These are signs from Spirit, Love Oracle by Mystic Moon. We have sheltered, an umbrella. So maybe somewhere you kind of feel that you've got to, some things have been sheltered from you. You might not have heard the entire story, right? Yeah, an umbrella usually comes out when it's raining, but this is an Asian umbrella. I don't know what they're called, but it's like one of those paper umbrellas that you have in the sun, right? Can I have another card for umbrella, please? What else do we have? For for our self-discipline, but we've kind of sheltered a little bit. Not seeing our true ability. Not seeing our true ability. Self-aware. We've kind of sheltered that a little bit, or you have been sheltered from it. This week's going to kick off your intuition, man. And it may be a bit intense, right? It's going to reveal things. Could even bring a shit ton of emotion. But you've got to try and get it on the same page. You have to recognize what it is. And yeah, I'm grateful for it. Let's move on now, right? Appreciate it. Move forward. Can I have the love change? The relationship change, please. See? I think here we kind of detached a little bit because we were going through the light and the dark. And both sides we had to trust. It's kind of made us a little bit detached. Or there is still some grey area. Mountain. There is still some grey areas, right? That need to be overcome. This also is like melancholy. Okay? The grey, detached. Oh, I've got 3. Yeah. Wow. Do we have black? No. Look. Do you know what I just thought of? I saw the colours, and Johnathon Roy's got a song called The Lights of Los Angeles, and he sees colours in his mind. That's what he sings. And I saw the violet, the grey and the white, and that's what I started seeing in my head. I see colours in my mind. So we have grey area that is being brought to light and being transmuted through your heart. What are you desiring? Are you desiring to be upset? Then cry. Maybe not quite seeing our worth. I really think that it's kind of cool because this one came out, and then we're turning our grey into light and then into love. And we have a diamond at the bottom. Karmic completion, transformation. Apron and service. So we're doing a service to ourselves. Might be helping out in the kitchen Christmas Day. And release. So this is mourning, sadness. this transformation, this karmic completion, is getting rid of what no longer serves us. I said that earlier. Okay? And there are a few things that have made us defensive, have made us boss up, as it were, take that authority, be a little bit more defensive about things. And releasing that is going to do a service to you personally. Bottom of the deck, get out, diamond. Promise. Start making solid promises to yourself. Nobody else has to know about them, just you. Support. So can we have, there you go. What the hell? I did say that before. Maybe there's a role reversal, right? Changing hats. And we have mystery and whole. Filling the void. Communicating. Being solid. Can I have one more, please? Thank you. TikTok. Love. The lucky transformation of it. The lucky turn of events. The fresh start. The letting go of what no longer serves us. To make things work for us. To make things work in our favour. Intellectual talent provides knowledge, and this is physically going and searching for that knowledge and communicating that knowledge solidly. Right? The role reversal, sorry for my stomach. The role reversals, and no, I'm not hungry. Changing hats. This is maybe playing dress ups, right? But not like you were 5 and you pretend to be a fireman, but time to put on a new hat. Because the one that you're wearing at the moment doesn't suit you anymore. Right? There are hidden mysteries, okay, in what you're searching for. Yes, the tunnel might be dark, but she's lit it herself, right? She's brought a torch. And this is communicating properly, not with anger, communicating, having a chat, bringing something stable to the table, something that was missing. And what's missing? Loyalty. Nine, 9, 9. And what's under that? Look at that. 4, 4, 4. Hard work and determination is creating blessed foundations for the future. So, I'll get 2 cards from this deck, and I'm going you're humming towards my radio station, I suppose. I hope my radio station's humming your tune. It's one flipped over. Choices. Anyway. Holy shit. It's 1:45 in the morning. Okay, we have 1. We have forgiveness. And we have 2. Do we have any more? 1 more. No. And we have hope. So I'll read the bottom. Hope. Your loved ones in the spirit world know when to reach out if you seem at a low point. Hello. Whether you're caught up in a difficult situation or struggling with someone specific in your life, there is always hope. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is holding on to resentment and anger is preventing or even suffocating your spiritual growth. Resentment is one of the strongest and most damaging human emotion. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally incredibly powerful. Self-discipline. Right? Self-discipline. Communicate what you put into practice. The act of forgiveness in its own right is equally powerful, and it has the capacity to heal and transform. So far through this reading, guys, we've had 2 Sun cards, 3 Wheel of Fortune, 2 Death cards. 3 Sun cards and 3 Wheel of Fortunes. So there are going to be things, one after the next, come up over the next probably 2 to 3 weeks. That's going to be, luckily, light shed on them. Right? Light's been shed. And then we have the animal kingdom. Animals of all types are extraordinary creatures and the miraculous gifts to us. They've been our spiritual companions since the dawn of time, and at this moment they have lessons to share with you to open your heart and soul. Wow. Alright. Animal kingdom. What does that mean? Spark. An offering. A familiar. So we have something that's emotional, something that sparks us into action to do with animals. Well, here's a story. I bought a cat, and this wee cat, she's pretty funny. She's my familiar. She's pretty funny. Anyway. Be on the lookout for birds, be on the lookout for odd animals, maybe some strays. Beware if you're buying a pet for Christmas. She might come home with more than one. Anyway, Merry Christmas to you. I I hope you guys have a very, very safe and Merry Christmas. And happy birthday to all those born this week. We'll see you next time.